It was supposed to be Angel Reese's biggest moment, the All-Star spotlight, the national cameras, the Reebok campaign lighting up the city skyline. But when the lights came on, something was off. The seats were half empty. The cheers were muted, and the energy gone. As Reese walked onto the court, expecting the roar of the crowd, all she got was silence. No Caitlin Clark. No rivalry. No electricity. And in that eerie void, something cracked. According to multiple locker room insiders, Angel Reese broke down before the game even tipped off. She had poured everything into this moment. The I'm in Your City campaign, the bold billboards in Indianapolis, Caitlin Clark's home turf. She was ready for a takeover. But the fans didn't come with her. Ticket prices had already collapsed 48% the moment Clark was ruled out. Social media had turned. And now, in front of a national audience, Angel Reese was left exposed. What followed wasn't just a bad performance, it was a personal unraveling. Teammates tried to console her. Coaches were frustrated. And Angel, she was seen crying in the tunnel, whispering, "Where is everybody?" This wasn't just a quiet crowd, it was abandonment. And the fallout is just beginning to understand the full weight of Angel Reese's breakdown during All-Star Weekend. We have to rewind the clock and look at the pressure cooker she's been living in 4 months on and off the court. From the moment she entered the WNBA, Reese wasn't just another rookie. She was a brand, a media magnet, a walking storyline. And for better or worse, that storyline was always linked to one name, Caitlin Clark. Their rivalry, or rather, the one-sided narrative fans and the media crafted, became the engine that drove viewership, fueled social media debates, and divided basketball fans across the country. Angel Reese embraced the role of the villain. From taunts during games to cryptic podcast comments and viral interviews, she leaned into the drama. She was bold, unapologetic, and unfiltered. Then came the Reebok deal. When Reese signed with the brand under Shaquille O'Neal's endorsement, it wasn't just about shoes, it was about identity. She launched her I'm in Your City campaign, with a massive billboard drop in Indianapolis, Caitlin Clark's hometown, just days before the All-Star Game. The message was loud and clear. Angel Reese was here to take over, but behind the scenes, cracks were forming. Teammates had started whispering about her growing distractions. Some felt like her brand was taking priority over her game. Practices were tense. Locker room energy shifted. Chicago Sky coaches reportedly held multiple closed-door meetings to refocus the team around unity and basketball, fundamentals, not media headlines. Reese showed up to the All-Star Weekend, not just as a player, but as a spectacle. Meanwhile, the WNBA had all its hopes pinned on the All-Star Game to showcase its rapidly rising popularity. And at the center of it all, Caitlin Clark, who had received a record-breaking 1.3 million All-Star votes. Corporate sponsors, ticket vendors, local businesses, they all built their investments around her. Nike had custom gear ready. ESPN had already storyboarded entire segments. Indianapolis was buzzing. Until at WASN just 72 hours before tip-off, disaster struck. Clark was ruled out with a groin injury. One tweet from the league and the entire structure collapsed. Ticket prices nosedived 48%. Travel cancellations poured in, and suddenly, Angel Reese was the face of an All-Star Weekend no one wanted to attend. For Reese, the spotlight that once empowered her suddenly became isolating. The Instagram posts, the promo tour, the pre-game walk-ins in full designer gear of it hit the way she expected. Instead of celebration, there was awkward silence. Instead of rivalry, there was absence. And fans online weren't subtle. Memes started flooding in. Comments like "This ain't a takeover, it's a ghost town," and "Reese out here, talking to herself" went viral. She wasn't trending for her skills, she was trending for being alone. And worst of all, the arena told the same story. What should have been a packed house with deafening energy was flat, scattered, and uninspired. Insiders from the Skylocker room revealed that before the national anthem, Reese asked a teammate, "Where is everybody?" It wasn't about the crowd, it was deeper. It was the realization that despite all her efforts to become the face of women's basketball, the moment she was handed the spotlight, no one showed up for her. This wasn't just an all-star disappointment. This was the emotional unraveling of a rising star whose entire narrative was built around someone who wasn't even in the building. And when the arena lights dimmed, the silence told the whole story. Angel Reese wasn't in Caitlin Clark's city anymore. She was on an island with no crowd, no rivalry, and no rescue coming. From the moment the All-Star introductions began, it was clear something was off. Angel Reese walked onto the court in her signature Reebok sneakers. Head high, flashing a confident smile to the cameras, but the cheers weren't there. The energy wasn't there. The cameras panned the crowd, and it hit like a punch to the gut rows of empty seats. This was supposed to be her night, her city, her moment. And it was already slipping through her fingers. All week long, the promotional noise had been deafening. Billboards, interviews, appearances. The I'm in Your City campaign had flooded Indianapolis like a tidal wave. The problem, Caitlin Clark wasn't in the city. She was sidelined with an injury, and with her absence, the magic was gone. Angel was still putting on the brave face, but behind the scenes, WNBA insiders were leaking the truth. According to one assistant on the All-Star coaching staff, Reese was visibly rattled before tip-off. She was pacing, quiet. Not her usual self, the coach told sources anonymously. It was like the lights were on, but the spark was gone. That's when the twist no one expected began to unfold. During the first quarter, Angel Reese touched the ball only twice. Once for a rebound, once for a missed layup. Her teammates weren't passing her the ball. Whether it was intentional or not, the message felt clear. Something was happening behind the scenes. Analysts noted that even basic sets weren't being run through her. On one possession, she cut wide open under the basket, ignored. Cameras caught her shouting toward the bench, frustrated, arms extended. Then the broadcasters went silent for a moment as the game cut to a commercial break. But for those sitting courtside, what happened next was stunning. In that timeout huddle, Reese reportedly confronted assistant coaches asking, "Why am I even here if y'all ain't gonna run anything for me?" The tension that had been simmering in the Sky locker room had now spilled onto national television during the biggest weekend of the year. Fans at home didn't hear the full exchange, but the body language said it all: cold stares, folded arms, and one coach reportedly walking away mid-sentence. Commentators tried to spin it, calling it competitive fire, but insiders knew better. One WNBA writer tweeted mid-game, "Sources tell me this Reese versus coaching staff rift started before the All-Star break. Now it's boiling over." And while this was happening, social media was brutal. "Clark ain't even playing, and Angel still can't win," one tweet read. "From Queen of the Bayou to Ghost of the Game," another viral post said, but the most telling stat. While Caitlin Clark was sidelined and quiet, she was still trending. Angel Reese, fully micked up, in front of the nation, couldn't steal back the spotlight. Then came the Reebok's official All-Star Weekend Instagram post. It was supposed to feature behind-the-scenes clips of Angel's campaign. Instead, the top comment read, "She walked in your city and couldn't even fill half the seats." That comment alone got over 120,000 likes in 2 hours. The twist wasn't just that Reese failed to deliver a big performance. It was that even her own coaches seemed to have lost faith. Even her teammates seemed distant. Even her fans were quiet. The rivalry she had worked so hard to fuel had disappeared without it. Her star was flickering. And that's when the real fear set in. Not that Angel Reese had a bad game. Not even that she was being iced out. The terrifying realization was that maybe the fans weren't here for her at all. They had been following the hype, the drama, the rivalry, but now that it was just Angel, the stadium echoed with silence, and Reese was left wondering who had truly been in her corner to begin with by halftime. It wasn't just a bad performance, it was a meltdown unraveling in real time. Angel Reese had 0 points, 2 rebounds, and more turnovers than field goal attempts. Commentators began to dance around the reality. The All-Star Game had turned into a slow motion PR disaster for the player who once proudly called herself the most hated. But the worst was yet to come. In the tunnel leading to the locker room, one fan captured a now viral clip that set the internet ablaze. Angel Reese, visibly shaken, could be seen wiping her eyes as she turned away from the cameras. No entourage, no teammates, no coaching staff. Just heard the silence of a collapsing moment. The caption read, "This wasn't supposed to be how it ends." By the time she got to the locker room, sources say Angel Reese broke down completely. According to a team staffer who spoke under condition of anonymity, she sat in her locker for 10 minutes with a towel over her head. Didn't say a word. Another insider revealed that one coach tried to console her, only to be waved off. "Don't fake it now," Reese reportedly muttered. But that wasn't even the most shocking part. The Chicago Sky's official All-Star Weekend behind-the-scenes video was quietly pulled from their Instagram page just 1 hour after it was posted. Why? Fans noticed that Angel was barely shown. One quick clip of her walking into the arena and then nothing. No pre-game tunnel shots. No locker room laughs. No in-game highlights. It was like she didn't exist. This wasn't an accident. This was erasure. And the internet noticed one viral TikTok with over 2.3 million views. Asked the question on everyone's mind, is the Sky trying to distance themselves from Angel Reese after the All-Star flop? Suddenly, conspiracy theories were everywhere. Fans began dissecting body language. Freezes frames of Reese being ignored in huddles. Clips of her standing alone while other players celebrated. Even her own Reebok account, usually quick to defend her, went quiet. Then came the insider leaks. According to WNBA reporter Jenna Harris, there's been growing tension between Reese and key figures within the Sky organization for weeks. Angel's brand is bigger than her game right now, one source allegedly said. That's starting to rub people the wrong way. And the players. They weren't saying much publicly, but that silence was deafening. No Instagram stories reposting her campaign. No post-game shoutouts. No tweets of support. Not even a "we got your back, sis." The absence was louder than words. Even former players chimed in. One retired WNBA legend tweeted, "I love confidence, but the league is about team first." All-Star Weekend exposed some hard truths. And then the final blow landed. A leak from inside Reebok revealed that the campaign's performance had underwhelmed. The walk-in-your-trap messaging didn't hit the sales metrics they projected. One source even claimed that execs were now reassessing her rollout strategy. The combination was devastating. Iced out by her own team, clowned by social media, ignored by her fellow stars, and undercut by her own sponsor. Angel Reese had tried to bet on herself, to claim the spotlight when the league's biggest star went down. But instead of a coronation, she got a cautionary tale. The trap she thought she was taking over. It was never hers to begin with, and now. The question wasn't whether she was still the face of the Sky, it was whether she was still welcome in the building. When the footage of Angel Reese's emotional breakdown hit social media, it exploded like wildfire. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Reddit. The hashtag Angel Reese breakdown started trending within an hour. Hitting over 5 million impressions by midnight, reactions were brutal and divided. One side showed zero sympathy. This is what happens when you think branding is more important than basketball. One viral tweet read, racking up over 60,000 likes. Another user commented, she tried to hijack All-Star Weekend and the fans weren't buying it. No Clark, no show, period. TikTok was even harsher. Influencers broke down her poor stat line like it was a crime scene. One video titled Angel's All-Star Embarrassment showed every missed shot and turnover in slow motion with circus music in the background. It hit 1.8 million views in less than 10 hours. But not everyone was laughing. A few voices in the industry stepped up to defend Reese. Noticeably, none of them were active WNBA players. Shaquille O'Neal reposted a clip of her crying with the caption, "People love to tear you down the second you're vulnerable. Keep your head up, young queen, been there." Even Ice Cube, who's reportedly tried recruiting her to the Big Three League, tweeted, "Y'all love the drama but forget the pressure these women are under. This ain't easy." Still, the silence from Reese's own team and teammates spoke volumes. Not a single Chicago Sky player publicly commented on the incident. No messages of support. Nothing. In fact, one player posted a celebratory selfie with another teammate hours after the game, smiling with the caption, "On to the next one." Then came the sports shows. Skip Bayless called it a reality check Reese needed. Stephen A. Smith said, "This wasn't about failure. This was about misreading the room." You can't launch a takeover without substance. Even ESPN's WNBA panel debated whether Reese's Reebok campaign had overshadowed her commitment to the game. But the most chilling reaction, Reebok's official WNBA page, normally flooded with Angel Reese content, went completely dark for 24 hours. No posts, no reels, no recovery spin, just silence. It was as if everyone from fans to the league itself had collectively turned away from Angel Reese in her most vulnerable moment. And just like that, the once unstoppable momentum behind her name had hit a wall. A wall built not by critics, but by the very people who once cheered her the loudest. Just when it seemed like things couldn't get any worse for Angel Reese, the silence broke, but it wasn't the type of support she expected. Late into the night, an anonymous leak surfaced on Reddit claiming to be from a source inside the WNBA Players Marketing Council. The post accused Reebok executives of being furious over the failed All-Star campaign, stating that internal meetings were held to reconsider the future rollout of Reese's branding due to the backlash and market underperformance. Within hours, screenshots followed allegedly from internal Reebok Slack channels hinting that Angel's team had pushed forward with the campaign against the advice of both Reebok and WNBA event organizers, who warned her about proceeding once Clark pulled out due to injury. If the screenshots are real, Reebok executives are now weighing whether to shift their focus to other marketable rookies, possibly even Cameron Brink or Rickea Jackson. But that wasn't even the biggest twist. A viral fan video appeared, taken from a hallway just outside the All-Star locker room. In it, Angel Reese is seen walking past teammates, and not one of them acknowledges her. Not a word, not a glance, nothing. She pauses, clearly expecting someone to say something. When no one does, she lowers her head and walks off alone. That video, over 12 million views in 6 hours. The top comment, "The team has spoken," without saying a word. Suddenly, everyone's asking the same question. Has Angel Reese lost the locker room and the fans? Even more chilling is the fact that the Chicago Sky's front office has refused all media requests about the All-Star Weekend fallout. No statements, no interviews. And Reebok, still silent. But then came one more blow. Caitlin Clark posted a simple photo, a quiet selfie from her living room, captioned only with "Rest, recover, refocus." No mention of Angel. No shade. But the comment section flooded with support. Brands, teammates, celebrities, and that one photo got triple the engagement of Angel Reese's entire campaign. So now the question remains, can Angel Reese recover her image? Or has she officially been left behind by her team, her fans, and the league she once thought she could dominate? Something is coming next, and it won't be pretty. This moment right here could be the biggest turning point of Angel Reese's entire career. Everything she built, the swagger, the brand deals, the attention, now hangs in the balance. The question is no longer just about her talent. It's about trust, about timing, about reading the moment instead of trying to control the narrative. So now we ask you, is Angel Reese being unfairly targeted by the media and fans? Or did she let ego and branding take priority over the game? Because right now, fans are divided. Some say she's being picked apart for doing exactly what male players do: market themselves, talk big, and sell their story. Others say she's losing credibility, not because of how loud she is, but because, when it mattered most, she didn't deliver. And here's the wildest part. This story isn't over. The Chicago Sky still has a season to finish. The locker room is reportedly fractured. The media is circling. And Reebok. They're watching every move she makes. One wrong press conference, one viral moment, one bad game, and the fallout could be career-altering. So what do you think happens next? Will Angel Reese bounce back and silence the doubters? Or is this the beginning of a brutal fall from grace? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We're reading all of them. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we've got exclusive leaks, insider reactions, and behind-the-scenes footage dropping all week. You do not want to miss what's coming. And if you're still watching, you already know. This story is just getting started. Because when the lights go out, the truth always finds a way to shine through. We'll see you in the next video.